Hey guys, today we're doing another deck building challenge. So for today, we're going to keep it pretty simple. So we're going to want to be restricting ourselves to 10 cards that we can normal summon, so 10 monsters that can be normal summoned, and then we want 10 monsters that cannot be normal summoned. And by cannot be normal summoned, I mean simply it can either not be normal summoned, just straight up, or it is too high level to normal summon except via tributing. So 10 monsters like that, and then we want to be running 10 spells and 10 traps, and then the extra deck you're free to do with it as you wish. So I guess we can call this, well, if we also restrict ourselves to 10 extra deck cards, I guess we could call it the 10 challenge, which is dumb, so we can call it instead something like 5-10 challenge or something. 5-10 deck building challenge? Sure, why not? So let's go with only 10 cards in the extra deck because apparently this might be the deck challenge that Konami was doing when they were building their loner decks clearly for ranked. Yeah. So let's try to build something decent. So it's pretty easy to do. For example, Vanquish Soul would not be bad because you do have to run a good amount of spells and traps with Vanquish Soul already, but the ratios for Vanquish Soul, you would prefer to have more monsters. Even 20 seems like a little bit lacking. You want to be closer to 25 or 30 cards, and the consistency really matters with well, the correlation with the amount of monsters you're playing, and monsters being the right attribute. Too important for Vanquish Soul, so personally, I'm not going to be building Vanquish Soul here. So instead, let's see, is there a deck that innately already plays a lot of these things? Is there something I can use like this? Well, I think there is. So today we're going to try perhaps DD with maybe Unchained, because I don't think there are enough DD traps that I would actually want to play to just run all of them. So let's just put in a normal DD package. We'll put in a reasonable one. So Wave Hiking Caesar, Kaliga, we can just ignore, doesn't exist. And then we have Swirl Slime, Necro Slime. So we're already up to 5 for the lower level ones, and then I'll want like a couple of copies of Oblivion King of this Ragnarok, of course, and then a couple copies of Gilgamesh. We probably can get away with playing just 2, I think. And then let's grab 2 of these guys, and then one of these, one of those, and we'll adjust this later. So, do we want a Thomas? I think we might. 3 copies of this, 1 copy of this, grab 1 copy of this. Do we want Vice King Requiem? That's a maybe from me, dog. And then Dark Contract with the Witch, skip. The contract with the Eternal Darkness, leave that down as a maybe. Headhunt, yeah, we'll want a Headhunt, I guess. And then we'll want one of these, and then we'll want at least one of these, and then a couple of these. So how many low level monsters do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have to cut 2 of these. So let's see. This would be pretty easy to cut, I guess, then. Lamia, Copernicus, just cut those guys out entirely. Okay, and we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have room for one more lower level monster, I guess. Which is fine because we're also going to cut, I guess, probably Oracle King Dark. I don't think we need it, so we'll cut it for the time being, and we have 2 more extra deck slots left just for the time being. And we haven't even put in High Wave King. So that means we'll probably not High Wave King. High Flame King Genghis, so we'll probably just not be running Genghis at all because I don't feel like we have the room to do so. So, hard skip on that. And in terms of low level monsters, we could adjust this further and start removing copies of Kepler. But Kepler is like one of our best starters, so maybe instead we hit Griffin, perhaps? Like just potentially. And for the time being, I guess I will put in at least one copy of Vice King. So, okay. Now we're looking at 9, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're halfway done our spell quota, trap quota, not doing so well. So this is kind of where the chain comes in, just so we can really get that trap quota done. So, well, why does this show up here? Oh, because this is up here. So if we were to like just cap out on this, that this isn't unoff, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we were to max out on copies of all this, that's only 8. And I don't really like Abominable Chamber of the Unchained that much, so we can easily just drop this down. And then go Imperm for 3. And that should be good. So that is our traps done. So we can no longer put in traps unless we remove some, which is fine by me, I guess. We could probably remove actually another Escape of the Unchained if we want. Specifically though, we do get locked by Gilgamesh into only DDs, but aside from that, I think we're mostly fine, right? And do we even want to play Flame King Genghis? Well, right now we aren't running that many level 4s. Actually, we don't even have Cerberus right now. So without Cerberus, we shouldn't be able to even go into the Wave King Caesar here to then go like King Tell. So maybe we should go for another line or something. Flame King Genghis is still like fairly useful though, so we'll probably rebuild this package a bit. And we even have a tuner right now for Curse King Siegfried. We have exactly Orthros plus Griffin in order to get into Siegfried, so we might have to remove Siegfried as well. So those are the observations I have as of currently, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're at 8 right now. And for this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this gives us enough room to run 2 Called by the Grave, so I'm perfectly content with that. So that's really what we're going to go with, I guess. And we'll want probably 1 copy of Sarama, at least, right? Or at least I think we do. And do we need 2 copies of Flame King Genghis? I am unsure. But what I do know we probably need is the Visor King Deus Machinax, so we'll get one of those. Do we have enough scales for this? Not sure. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 2 left for our high level monsters. Then for our low levels, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I have a counting disability or something, right? Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So it's just the 2 high level monsters. So we have enough room for 2 more high level monsters, and then we're essentially out of space. But before we get to that point, I want to grab Baron. And Baron is probably pretty key to all of this. So the primary idea I have that I want to really use is we're going to mostly want to be doing the Baron line if possible. So the Baron line is pretty simple. The idea of getting into the Baron line, we need to normal summon Orthros, and we need Flame King Genghis, and we need to open preferably Swirl Slime. And if we are able to do so, we should be able to then get into Baron to pop an Unchained back row and then start doing the Unchained combo from there. That is my hope, and then afterwards we might be able to do something with our DDD cards. So I believe we should be able to at least make Curse King Siegfried, so we can actually keep Siegfried, I believe, right? So let's just real quickly check the count and make sure we will have the scales. So right now, what are our preferred scales? We're probably going to want to scale Cerberus and also a copy of Rage King, so we'll see if we can grab those guys and then go from there, I guess. So I think we're okay with running just one copy of Orthros. I don't think we actually need a copy of Necro Slime. So we can run one less Genghis if we think that's about right, yeah? And we also now will need room for these guys as well. And we should probably consider throwing in a Muckraker. So I'll probably remove one of these guys and then throw in, yeah, Muckraker sounds about right. And then anything else here? Oh, right, we actually shouldn't throw in Muckraker, I guess. The card we're missing here would be either Zeus or SP Little Knight. In which case, we can remove one more copy of Gilgamesh to accommodate this, right? So we can run both Zeus and also SP. But the only way we make Zeus is if we go Wave High King Caesar into Zeus, which would require these guys. So that's a little bit weird, but okay. Well, we'll probably have to adjust the lower level monsters as well. But okay. We do need a copy of Rage. And then what are our scales going to be? So in an ideal world, what I want to do is we want to have a low scale. So the low scale can be Griffin, and then high scale can be Seventh Thomas or Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. So that would just work. And then the cards we're Pendulum Summoning are going to be like Orthros and Griffin. So if we're able to do so, it shouldn't be that problematic. We do want more access to probably Swirl Slime though. Or more access to Kepler, which we can do by running more spells that kind of like correlate with these guys. And Vice King Requiem has really trash pen scale. So that doesn't mean much. The issue here is not having enough access to some DD cards, so is there something good in my hand that I can run? Or good to have in my hand? Let's see. Do I have a guy I can just summon that's high level? I don't believe so. What level was this? 7. We're not running Lamia, so I don't think that's doable. We're not running High Flame King or any high level DD Fusion, so no point in running this. DD Dog. Dog effect is like okay, I guess. We wouldn't be able to pen that out because we don't have a high enough scale aside from Kepler. The penned effect is Ignition. So it's not necessarily great. So I guess we'll just throw in a copy of Abominable Unchained Soul is probably going to be alright. Then we have one copy of Sarama, and this one copy of Kayama, which we're hopefully just never going to open in our hand. Nothing else I could say about that, really. So, next we want probably a Muckraker will be fine. And then, let's go with SP. And anything else we are missing? I don't believe so, but we could throw in a different, like, crap instead of Escape of Unchained. So, is there anything that stands out to me personally? Well, in terms of Unchained traps, I think we're running all of the relevant ones. And we don't really have anything, like, super interesting to run at this point. Except for maybe this. This would be funny, I guess, so. We can just do this, I guess, so let's run White Howling. And White Howling is fairly okay because we have Wave Hiking Caesar and Shayama, which are both water, so activatable. Debatable if it is good, but yeah, we for sure can activate White Howling, so why not run it as a funny one of. So anyways, hand test time, and we'll make the final adjustments. So here we opened not enough, so here is this going to be combo. I mean, can it be combo? We normal summon Kepler, Kepler adds the contract with the gate, and then we do what with our DD cards here? We can at least go Gilgamesh, I guess. The issue mostly here is that we're only left with 10 extra deck, but we can just slowly try to build up advantage and just sit on DS Machinax for a while. And we do have the idea of, if it is possible, we can Pendulum Summon out uh, our Unchained monsters. So the card that we can't use for Pendulum Summoning is Kepler, but we can use, like, for example, Griffin or Rage plus Ragnarok, and there is no lock on these ones, so we'd be able to, like... Oh, right, we only run Surama. I guess there's not much we can pend out, but okay, I guess. We have a better hand here. We can pop this next turn, actually, so if we consider that, it's not as bad. I mean, I could have done a better job with this, I guess. Idea of, like, scaling Orthros and then popping Abominable Chamber of the Unchained next turn because we're locked by Gilgamesh. Other idea is to simply use the Kepler plus Griffin to grab Charvara. And then we can do a little bit of a combo. It's not going to be that great. But we can then pop the Abominable Chamber of the Unchained, going into Wave Hiking Caesar. And I guess that kind of does something. And we can kind of search with follow-up with the gate. And we're looking okay. We could make a more efficient engine, I guess. I mean, I was kind of being goofy with it here because instead of throwing in archetypal like spell traps, you could throw in more generic ones. That allows for like some more flexibility in your deck building. So right here, this hand is just giga trash, yeah. Yep. And to do the Baron combo, you need specifically to open Swirl Slime plus Griffin and one other DD. So this hand, it would be possible, and if we had an Unchained backrow, that's kind of what I was envisioning. I kind of got a little too tunneled on that, but I mean, I guess happens, right? So here we could easily search Orthros, and if we grab Orthros, we can... Yeah, we can pop Abomination's Prison, but we could technically pop Abomination's Prison by searching the Shurvara here, so... That's not as huge as one might expect, but yeah. And we could work on this a little bit more. But yeah, this is what I've come up with, and you can't always make bangers, so it is what it is, I guess, right? So let me know in the comments below if you guys did better, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.